right, welcome back. Well, now we'll be turning to Abuja, where Mike Ejiofor, former director of SSS, joins us as we take a look at the developments in the country. Well, you have heard about the much talked about, initially it was started, but now it's in the front burners, amnesty for Boko Haram. Morning, and thank you for joining us this morning, Mr. Ejiofor. But looking at the way these matters seem to be making the rounds, and I mean, we'll come to that very latest perspective, but do you think that that's the way to go, offering amnesty to members of the Islamic sect, Boko Haram?
Well, thank you, Chamberlain. Whether is the way to go, if I understand your question very well. For now, you see several methods have been adopted in solving this very big challenge. The carrot approach has been used, the stick approach has been used, and all seem not to be getting results. But I'm surprised, at the call for amnesty, because as a trained professional negotiator and mediator, amnesty is normally the last stage of any conflict management. But having said that, a lot of Nigerians, prominent Nigerians, like the Sultan of Sokoto, for instance, the Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, and well-meaning Nigerians have called for amnesty for Boko Haram. I am also surprised that the call, whether there was any contact made with members or leaders of Boko Haram before this amnesty was asked for. You can see the papers this morning. A faction of Boko Haram has already rejected the offer, even though government has not come out with a statement that an offer has been made. You also know that the apex ruling body of Boko Haram, which is the Shura, is yet to deliberate on the offer by government. So we are at a crossroad in this very particular issue. My position has been that we should negotiate because of the peculiar circumstances we found ourselves in Nigeria. Ordinarily, you don't negotiate with terrorists. And people fail to understand that Boko Haram cause is ideological. The faction that rejected the offer has made it point clear that they don't believe in democracy and they believe only in Sharia legal system. Nigeria is a secular state that cannot be negotiated. So I'm at a loss as why people are calling for amnesty when the people who are supposed to benefit from the amnesty have not indicated interest. But you know that Mr. President, having a listening ear to the crisis being generated, is a Democrat, and democracy is about number. If major stakeholders are calling for Boko Haram, I think we should support it to give it a trial and see if it will work.
Okay, well, let's take a look at some.
From his professional viewpoint, yes, but a contact should have been made with the leaders of Boko Haram before such an offer is asked for. I personally respect the Sultan, being a professional and a highly revered traditional ruler, who is the head of the Muslim Islamic religion in Nigeria. But like I said, contacts have to be made. You also recall that there was a time an offer was made by Boko Haram, a faction of Boko Haram. Some people were named, including General Buhari, and they came out to say that there's no contact made. I do hope, this doesn't end that way, that the Boko Haram adherents will come out to say that they have not asked for amnesty and therefore are not ready to accept any amnesty.
What do you think, sorry Sulaiman, but what do you think will be the implications of that? If Boko Haram says, well, we've not asked for any amnesty and we're not prepared to accept any amnesty, what will be the implications of that for the Nigerian government?
Well, the implication is that we go back to the drawing board. The security forces will continue to maintain their position to fight Boko Haram until they are ready to accept peace. You cannot overhaul the state or intimidate the state. People at times, you talk of implications. People tend to compare the issue of Niger Delta with Boko Haram. I seem to disagree on this particular issue. The issue of Boko Haram, the Niger Delta, was purely political and economic. The terms were defined, and the agitations were defined. But in this particular case, the terms are not negotiable. That's the point I'm making. But I still insist that if government finds it necessary that that's the only way we can get a solution to the problem, they should go ahead, offer amnesty, and let's watch events as they unfold.
You know, if you look at what the Sultan, going forward to accept the statement by the Sultan, he says, well, giving amnesty can make the nation term anyone who's refused to accept such offer a criminal. But as it is now, it doesn't seem that anyone has called these bunch criminals.
Can you come again on that person, please?
Well, in his words, he says, well, if the total amnesty is given to the group, anyone that chooses not to accept such amnesty should be termed a criminal. But as we speak now, isn't the group a criminal gang?
Yeah, for now, you see, like, that's what happened in the issue of Niger Delta. A 60-day ultimatum was given to the militants to disarm and surrender, which they complied with. So if, like I said, a period is given within which the Boko Haram adherents to surrender and embrace peace, anybody who does not comply will be treated as a criminal. But for now, there are criminal elements. I'm not saying that Boko Haram completely is a criminal gang, but we have had elements of criminal gang creep into Boko Haram operatives that even when robbery, ordinary robbery and other crimes are committed, they are attributed to Boko Haram. So for now, there are criminal elements in Boko Haram. There are genuine ones who are pursuing their cause, which of course to my mind is not legitimate. That you Islamize Nigeria, you don't believe in democracy and you want to Islamize Nigeria. I don't think that's negotiable because Nigeria is a secular state.
Let's go to the issue of politics. I mean, every time when we talk about Boko Haram, do you think that as we are right now, we understand this sect? We've been told that many people believe that there are three different types. There is the ideological group, which you have been referring to.